Welcome to the North Carolina Healthcare WebEOC video series. In this video, we will discuss our file library transition. In the previous version of WebEOC, we had a single board named File Library. In this board, you were able to share files and folders with either your own position or statewide. Unfortunately, it was also limited to only being able to share incident files throughout all incidents and only provided a single layer of folders. Because of request after action reports and previous incidents, we are moving to a new version of file management in WebEOC. This new version will include 3 separate boards, the first board being hospital files, second board being incident files, and a new file library which has been located under the plugins banner. In the Hospital Files board, all files and folders are incident independent. Incident independent files and folders are available regardless of which incident you happen to be logged into. Folders and files are also only available to the hospital creating the folder and adding the file in WebEOC. In the screen image, you can note that it is logged in as Alamance Regional Medical Center. Therefore, any files or folders added by this position will only be available to this position. The next board is our Incident Files board. The Incident Files board will tie all files and folders to the incident that you are currently logged into. Files and folders are available to the hospital creating the folder and the file, and hospitals and other positions in the WebEOC system have the ability to create shared folders and shared files for all other users on the system to be able to use. Again, incident files are tied to the incident name and they are incident dependent. Finally, we will transition our file library to the plugins towards the bottom of the control panel. Files and folders here are incident independent and available regardless of what incident you're logged into. Each region will have 2 default folders, one as a read-only folder for the hospitals to view documents and folders posted by their region, and a second one called a share space, which will allow hospitals and other positions to upload files and folders that are available for other users in their region. Additional folders will be available by OEMS so that they can share guidance documents and other documents ready for statewide distribution. The other benefit of the file library is the ability to do searching, subfolders, and file tagging. Now we will demonstrate how to use each one of the new boards. In the Hospital Files board, again, all of these files are only available to the entity uploading them and creating the folder. Therefore, as you see, we're logged in as Alamance Regional Medical Center. So, this folder named Emergency Plans and any additional folder or file would only be available to the Alamance Regional Medical Center. To create a new folder, we click on the Create New Folder button and give it a name. We've created one called Emergency Communications List, and you'll notice that the only option here is to make it a private folder so that it can only be available by Alamance Regional Medical Center. We now have 2 folders here. You can either edit the names of the folders or you can delete the folders. To go into a folder, you simply click on the name of the folder, and then you can see files that have previously been uploaded. You see the description, when it was added. You can click on the link to open it up, or you can update it and add a new version of it. To add a file, you simply click on the Add File button, click on your Browse button to go out to your computer and find that file. I've got one on my desktop called Test File for Upload. We're going to call this one, or pretend it's the Emergency Operations Plan, and then we're going to hit the Save button. Once it uploads that file, you'll notice it's going to list these using the description in alphabetical order, and then you can click on the Return to Folder list to go back to your main folder list as well. As a reminder, all hospital files are available regardless of incident that you're logged into. So currently we're logged in as the general training incident, but if you moved over to Hurricane Bertha or a winter storm, these files would still be available. Most hospitals will be using this board to keep COOP documents and make sure that their documents and main files are available off of their network on WebEOC so that if their network goes down, they have the ability to access those files. Change. Using the Incident Files board is similar to using the Hospital Files board with a few additional options. First, please note that it's titled Incident-Specific File Folders, and it has the incident name. This is a reminder that any file or folder added under this incident will only be available to this incident. Therefore, if you change incidents, you will not be able to see any of these files or folders. To create a new folder, you click on the Create New Folder button. You give the folder a name, and then you need to decide, is this folder type a shared folder or private? Shared means that all users on the North Carolina Healthcare WebEOC system can have access to it, or private means it will only be available to your position that you entered the file into. So I'm going to choose Private under Incident Action Plans folder. You'll notice that you don't see it right off the bat. Part of the reason is because you'll notice in the top right-hand corner you have two buttons, Shared Folders and Private Folders. Because we made that folder a private folder, I need to click on the Private Folders button, and then you'll see only the files and folders that have been set up specifically for your private viewing. You'll notice there are already two here, one for Incident Action Plans and one for Hospital Guidance. If I click on Incident Action Plans, which is the folder we just created, I can then go and click the Add File button just like we did in the Hospital Files board. I can click Browse, find the file, and we're going to say IP number 1, hit the Save button, and again you still have the description, the date added, and you can click on the attachment to view it. You can click on Return to Folder List and it will take you back to the default, which is Shared Folders. Again, if you want to go back to your folders, click on Private Folders and you can then see just the folders that are available to you. This is how to use the Incident Specific File Folders board named Incident Files. File Library is now located under the Plugins banner on your control panel. To access the File Library, click on the title File Library, and I'm going to maximize the screen so you can see it a little bit better. Notice we have Home here in the top left-hand corner. This is our breadcrumb area so that we can navigate a little easier. And then you have access to the folders that you can see listed here on the left-hand side. Again, we're logged in as Alamance Regional Medical Center. So here's what we can see. All hospitals have statewide files. Because Alamance Regional Medical Center is a part of a corporation, they have a corporation share space with their name. So it says Corporation Cone Health. Grant Guidance is a folder provided by OEMS. And then there are two additional folders, one for the Mid-Carolina RAC, which is where Alamance Regional Medical Center is in. This folder is a folder where they will post files specifically in a view-only state for all of the hospitals within the RAC. Additionally, we have a Mid-Carolina RAC share space, which all of the hospitals have access to, and it is a read-write area so that you can have collaboration between hospitals. If I enter into that folder, you can notice there's another folder. You have the ability to add subfolders within this file library. Again, you see there's a folder called Temporary Project, and you can see there's a test upload. Some of the additional navigation that we have in the top left-hand corner, you have some searching that you can do. So if we want to search for anything with the word test in it, I can click search. Notice it only shows me the test upload. I can clear that search, and then it'll take me back to where I was. Notice that we're currently in the Mid-Carolina RAC share space. If I want to get back to my home folder, all I have to do is click on the home button, and it will take me directly back to where we need to go. Now, if you need to work and you need to add additional files or folders, we're going to come into our temp project folder, and you've got a button to either add a file or add a folder. If we click on Add Folder, we'll come in, you can give it a label. We'll call this ARMC Decon Project, and you can hit the Save button. You'll notice that then puts that folder in, as you can see, the Mid-Carolina rack share space. I can then go into that folder, or I could have done this in the root folder as well, and I can go in and hit Add File. Again, the label is the title of it. You can type in a summary, and then you can browse for that folder on or that file anywhere on your computer. Once you hit the Save button, it will then take you back. You can see both you have the name and the summary that we added along with the date created. And I can click on the draft decon document. Internet Explorer is prompting me to open it. If I click Open, you can see it opens it in whatever native format that it was listed as. To get back to the Home button, again, all you need to do is click Home, and you're back at your home location. And that's how to use the file library.